Punjabi के highest film songs have been sung by Dad. Marathi में you'll be surprised. There is a, besides singing for Lata ji, brother Hridaynath Mangeshkar ji, or several other, N. Datta Sahab, and good, very nice composers he has sung for in Marathi. But Dada Kondke was known as an iconic king of Marathi cinema. And Mahendra Kapoor was the voice of Dada Kondke. From the first film, from Ram Ram Ganga Ram right up to his last film. A lot of people sing that in remixes nowadays. Varadhagala lagli kad, pani thim thim gad. That is his song, sung for Dada Kondke. So he had become very, very busy with Marathi. Then in Gujarati, Avinash Vyas, who was the uncrowned king of Gujarati cinema, the composer and writer, I took a fancy for Asha ji and my father. So they both used to go in the studio in the morning, 9 o'clock, और रात को 9 बजे स्टूडियो में ही होते थे वो लोग वहां पर. और वो पूरा दिन 4 गाने, 5 गाने गुजराती रिकॉर्ड हो रहे और अविनाश व्यास जी के साथ पूरा दिन बीत रहा. तो he diversified a lot. So he used to tell me कि मैं म्यूजिक तो कर रहा हूँ, माइक्रोफोन के आगे खड़ा हूँ, आई एम सिंगिंग वेरियस कॉम्पोजिशंस. सिर्फ भाषा का अंतर है ना, क्या फर्क पड़ता है. जब हिंदी गाने आते हैं वो भी गाता हूँ, और जब ये गाने आते हैं तो ही should enjoy that a lot. Rafi uncle took a little bit ज्यादा seriously. I remember telling 70s mids में एक बड़ा प्यारा इंसिडेंट हुआ. रफी साहब का फोन आया डैड को, मिंदर यार बड़ा उदास हूँ मैं, आजा मुझे मिलने. So dad went to the bungalow. उनका बंगला था यहाँ, अभी भी है, वहीं पर शायद भाई रहते. तो dad, he was sitting in the garden reading a paper and चाय पड़ी हुई थी वहां पर. तो डैड ने कहा कि पाजी, डैड ने जाकर प्रणाम किया, बैठ गए. And there was one tabalchi of dad's who was actually from Hussain Lal Bhagat Ram ji's time. Incidentally, some circumstances happened. He started staying in our house with dad, and वो रियाज कराते थे, and like a father figure, he used to go around with dad. Now he had seen Rafi Saab as a kid. मतलब Hussain Lal Bhagat Ram ji के साथ when Rafi Saab had started his career, had worked with him, Hussain Lal Bhagat Ram ji के साथ. अब वो भी बैठ गए वहां पर, कैसे हैं रफी साहब, ठीक ठाक, हाँ सब ठीक, बैठ गए जी. तो रफी साहब ने क्या बात कही, डैड को पूछते हैं कि मिंदर यार मैं गाना बजाना भूल गया हूँ कि तेरा उस्ताद अभी खराब गाता है. तो डैड ने कहा पाजी आप ऐसी बात क्यों कर रहे हैं. तो डैडी से कहा पाजी. तो बेटा नहीं, कहते हैं यार वो लोग जो आकर दूर से भागकर मुझे प्रणाम करते थे, अब मुंह फेर के निकल जाते हैं, कहते विश तक नहीं करते मुझे. ये क्या रीजन है इस बात का. मैंने कहा मतलब ही दुनिया है, अब सूरज कहीं और सवार, वो क्या बोलते हैं, उदय है, तो उस तरफ सब झुकाव सब लोगों का. तो इससे आपके हुनर का, आपके उसका कोई लेना देना नहीं है रफी साहब. तो कहते हैं खैर, कहते हैं मैं तेरे गाना सुनाता हूँ तेरे को, मदन मोहन का मैंने अभी रिकॉर्ड किया. इट वॉज फॉर द फिल्म. खैर सुनाता हूँ मैं. हॉल रूम में आए डैड और रफी साहब एंड ज्ञानी जी. रफी साहब ने वो टेप रिकॉर्ड, वो उस पे वो ग्रैंडिक का ना, एक क्वार्टर इंच का वो टेप प्लेयर होता था, तो उन्होंने वो लगाया और बड़े बड़े स्पीकर्स पे. तो गाना कौन सुना, तुम जो मिल गए हो. और वो बड़े बड़े, और वो माहौल में ये आलम हुआ. माय फादर वाज क्राइंग, रफी साहब वाज क्राइंग, एंड द ज्ञानी जी आल्सो वाज क्राइंग. और क्या ब्यूटीफुल, डैड कहते इट वाज लाइक समथिंग एल्स आई कांट एक्सप्लेन.
It's a beautiful
एंड
song.
रफी साहब को गले लगाकर बोले कि पाजी सिर्फ यू कैन डू, ओनली यू कैन डू दिस, you are great. And but this was the time when they saw a low, but later on dhire things settled down, and they resumed work again. But there was a difficult period in the early 70s when Kishore Dada came, and people just loved him left, right and center, and he was working everywhere, anywhere and everywhere. And the style had completely changed. There was a transformation of style at that time.
Very true. And the industry is very fickle, जैसे आपने कहा जहाँ सूरज उदय होता है बस वहीं नमस्कार होती है। ये तो
मुझे
हर
लगता है दुनिया दुनिया पे
दुनिया ही है
सब
वैसे,
इंडस्ट्री में
ये हर जगह की रीत है
है
ऐसी।
ना।
हम
हाँ,
हाँ, दिल को पक्का करना पड़ता है, बट जैसे आपने कहा है, जो हीरा है वो तो हीरा ही रहेगा, वो पत्थर नहीं
हाँ।
बन जाता, लोग उनको जैसे भी देखें। और कमिंग बैक टू, so listeners, I am talking to Rohan Kapoor, son of the legendary singer Mahendra Kapoor ji. He shared such lovely memories of his father, and I'm sure you are enjoying this talk like I am. And now coming to you, Rohan, I, yeah, in college when I watched your film launch, and I was really, really impressed, with, yeah, you were charming and tall and handsome, and Faasle was obviously a Yash Chopra film, and everybody, uh, loved his movies, romantic थी और बिग स्केल पे बनाते थे। सो आप बताइए, what happened after, a few movies? You walked away from the arc lights. Was it hard? A little bit about your career.
I have seen a very long journey, Namrita ji, in life.
जी, जी, जी।
When I was barely 15, 16, I finished my schooling,
And
and there was a gap between school and college. So my father told me that, Rohan, I don't want you to waste time. I
okay.
want you to do something worthy. I don't want you to just roam around take lafangas and I
Oh,
don't. He was a very hard, very.
हाँ,
So he told me, what would you like to do till you join college? So मैंने कहा, I would like to assist someone as a director,
yes.
assistant director. Said
Mm-hmm.
who? I give him two names, out of which one was, of course, the first was Manoj Kumar ji. He said, I'll ask Manoj ji and we can go there and meet him at the studio. तब उनकी फिल्म शुरू हुई थी क्रांति.
Oh,
So Manoj ji to a very beautiful, extremely noble soul, a very fine human being.
mm,
हम जैसे गए, मुझे बोला, ऑफ कोर्स डैड को बोला, महेंद्र जी ये पूछने वाली बात है, कल से इसको बोलो आ जाए, सुबह 9 बजे इधर पहुंच जाए, शूटिंग कल से शुरू हो जाएगी,
mm.
और पेड़े ले आए, और वही गंडे का रस्म जो होता है वो
हाँ,
करते हैं हम
हाँ,
लोग.
अच्छा, अच्छा।
आई वेंट देयर इन द मॉर्निंग. आर के स्टूडियोज, राज साहब के स्टूडियोज में सेट लगा हुआ था.
Okay.
And वहां से शुरू हुआ. फिर I did the full film. I became a very big pet of, because I was very young. I was the youngest. He had
हाँ,
19 assistants in that film,
हाँ,
and I was
अच्छा,
the 19th assistant of that film, of the director. So I got all the pampering and all the love from them. I worked hard, but got a lot of pampering. तो वहां से फिर दिलीप साहब से हमारा बहुत प्यार हो गया. He started, he became very fond of me. I was a clapper boy. So he used to tell him, "ओए मनोज यार, वो बच्चे नु कहीं वो ही clap देवे. He gives the perfect."
yeah.
I knew how much volume and how much to do so that he doesn't get disturbed, but it
Oh,
can be caught in the microphone.
mm,
And वहां से जर्नी शुरू हुई. फिर वो I enjoyed working in क्रांति with मनोज जी. I saw the full background music और प्यारेलाल जी ने बहुत प्यार दिया, like a son. 3 महीने he did background music for the film Kranti. There was live background music with almost 100 musicians every day there. And Pyare was fabulous, and like symphonic compositions were there.
yeah.
After that, then I met Shafi Inamdar Sahab, who was a very veteran director and actor director in theatre.
Mm-hmm.
I did theatre with him, and it was during those plays. Then I did a play with a wonderful lady called Helena Luke. She
Mm-hmm.
happens to be in America now
Okay.
and settled in the US. Yeah, and it was Bhabhi and Devar. She was a bit older than me, and I was her kid brother. And हम दोनों की relationship के ऊपर पूरा वो play था,
Oh,
which was very well acclaimed, बहुत popular हो गया था. And I had become an integral part of Shafi Namdar's play group as an actor.
okay.
उन्हीं दिनों में मुझे यश चोपड़ा जी का ब्रेक मिला. तो यश जी launched me for the film called Faasle.
Fastly, yeah.
अब फासले जो था उसमें दत्त साहब थे, सुनील दत्त जी, रेखा जी थी,
Mm.
and the seniors, then Farooq Sheikh साहब थे, Dipti Naval, and then the young couple, the launching couple was Farah, Tabu and Farah, the sisters,
Yes.
Farah the eldest, and
Correct.
me.
Mm.
So we both were launched together, and the film was not a very big box office hit, but it did. People who loved Yash Chopra, of
Yeah.
course, saw the film, loved the film. It had brilliant music.
Yes. Mm.
We got a lot of love and affection from the people, from the press.
I would
उसी
love to
दौरान
hear a song
यश
from
जी का,
you. हाँ, अभी
हाँ
आप
जी,
बताइए, फिर मैं एक गाना सुनूंगी आपसे फासले का।
अरे
है
तो
ना?
उन्हीं दिनों में ना यश जी ने मुझसे एक शर्त रखी थी कि रोहन, you can't you can't act in other films till you don't complete my film.
Yeah.
So Love 86 and all, I fought with him. Yes, जी ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. You're being unfair. How are you allowing Farah to? Because she's come from a different place and she requires it. You're from a good house. Why do you want to do it? Because no, I'll do one thing. I'll make sure that this film is released after the release of our first film. ठीक है, ठीक है, ठीक है. Then he allowed me 2, 3 films. But otherwise, he didn't allow me to do a lot of films under production. So anyway, it was always for the good.
Really.
Who can predict or who wishes for
Yes.
something that should not happen in life? Yeah, and not a person like him, of course. He was too great a man for all these things.
Absolutely.
उसके बाद हम लोगों ने मैंने वहां पर we did Faasle. The first time I flew to the first time YSG shot in Switzerland was with me.
Mm,
Only Farah and me were the only two actors there, and we
okay.
were there for 15 days.
Oh,
We reached there on the 27th, 28th of September.
mm,
27th was the Muhurat of his film.
mm,
28 September को पहुंचे and we were there all the way up to mid October.
mm.
तो हम लोग वहां पर in Stad, there is a place called Stad in Switzerland,
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
and we were there throughout in Switzerland. We were shooting over
Oh,
there,
oh, nice.
and that was the first time he went there, and then he got a fancy for the place and so many films he made. Today there is a statue of
Switzerland is,
PSG in
yes.
Switzerland.
Absolutely. Yeah,
तो
yeah.
वहां से फिर हमारा सफर शुरू हुआ. फिर लव 86 की, ईमानदार की, यश इसकी, संजय दत्त और मेरी,
Yes.
फिर मस्ती की, मेरा नसीब की. I did a couple of films, enjoyed my journey.
Yeah.
Uh,
Bilkul, bilkul. Yeah. And now, then you got into, obviously you said, singing with your father, going on tours, because you had your own fan following among the young people.
जी,
सो
जी.
वो आपने शुरू किया, तो बताइए आजकल आप क्या कर रहे हैं, एंड व्हाट्स गोइंग ऑन इन योर लाइफ राइट नाउ?
मैं नम्रता जी, as I told you, because of my theatre background and because I was always enjoying live
यस।
shows so much, इतना प्यार मिला लाइव शोज में, मुझे बहुत प्यार मिला और बहुत एडुलेशन, एंड इट इज अ डिफरेंट फीलिंग.
यस।
कभी कभी तो हम हंस के कहते हैं कि अफीम गांजा ये जो ड्रग्स लेते हैं उसमें क्या हाई होगा, जो स्टेज पे जाकर जब ताली बजती है, जो उसकी हाई होती है ना, वो एक अलग ही हाई होती है उसकी. इट इज मच मोर देन एनी ड्रग इन द वर्ल्ड कैन मेक. तो एक एक ऐसा हाई था उसका कि मैं वर्चुअली ये बीइंग बिहाइंड द कैमरा और बीइंग, मुझे कभी कुछ मिस नहीं हुआ. आई वॉज ऑलवेज अ थिएटर चाइल्ड, आई वॉज ऑलवेज अ थिएटर बॉय एंड ऑलवेज अ लाइव पर्सन. तो मैंने बहुत लाइव शोज किए मेरे फादर के साथ. अनफॉर्चुनेटली we lost him in 2008, and after that I've been fortunate, God has been kind. A lot of people have been contacting me. I've done a lot of shows after that on my own. पहले डैड के कुछ गाने गाता था, बाकी सब लोगों के गाता था. अब मैं, people want to hear only dad songs from me. So I sing a lot of dad songs, beautiful songs.
Oh, that's lovely to know. मेरे ऐसे माइंड में क्या, एक बात आ रही थी, नाउ विद द ओटीटी platforms opening up, I'm seeing a lot of people from the actors from the 80s, like Sanjay Kapoor, and I talked
Yeah.
to Sarika ji, was much older. Sarika ji, Neelam, आपकी जो co-star थी Love 86 में, they've made a comeback on the web, and I really like the way, they are coming up.
Oh
And
yes.
so I would love to, because there is so much of potential in you. I can see the way you talk, you have that tehzeeb, you have that aura around you, even now, the charm. So would you consider, if given a chance, to get into OTT or web series?
I wouldn't lie to you, Namrata ji. I have got
अच्छा,
a couple of offers I had.
okay.
I did not get something that I wanted, but it is there in the offing. Even God is kind. If He desires so, कुछ ना कुछ जल्दी आपको बताऊं, खुशखबरी दूंगा मैं.
Very lovely, lovely. Keeping my fingers
Yes.
crossed. Would love to see, that, and love to even have you here in the US on a concert. Would, it'd be wonderful to hear you singing your dad's songs. और आखिरी में तो मैं यही कहूँगी, जैसे मैंने कहीं पढ़ा था कि Rafiji was a versatile genius. Mukesh was the master of pain and pathos. Talat Mahmood was the king of ghazals. Kishore Kumar was the voice of the masses. Manna Dey was expert in singing rag-based classical numbers. And your dad, Mahendra Kapoor ji, was the voice of India, vibrant voice of India. So they had their own identity that time, all these singers. आजकल
Absolutely.
के ज़माने में आई डोंट नो, मेरे को लगता है या देयर इज नो यू नो आइडेंटिटी ऑफ अ सिंगर लेफ्ट नाउ, जैसे वो पहले होता था। तो यू नो व्हाट डू यू थिंक ऑफ द म्यूजिक दीज डेज, एंड ओरिजिनलिटी थोड़ी कम होती जा रही है आई डोंट नो म्यूजिक में और सिंगर्स की, वो एक से ही लगते हैं सब जो गा रहे हैं। हाँ, कुछ कुछ
Actually,
obviously are
देखिए
really
अच्छे
good,
सिंगर
some
भी
are
हैं।
good. हाँ,
हाँ जी।
some are good like Shreya Ghoshal, the Arijit, or Sonu Nigam ji,
Yeah,
or but other than that, I don't know.
it is difficult. Yeah, it is a difficult time for them because the music has evolved to become such that they have just become a part of the instrumentalization, and rather than having their own presence over there.
Okay.
It's very unfortunate. But nevertheless,
Hmm.
times keep changing. होते ना वो evolution होता रहता है. Probably times will come back when
Hmm.
singers will get back their places. But I will tell you one thing. Behind these 4, 5 names that you have taken of great singers,
Hmm.
and of course Lata ji, Asha ji, or Nurjan ji when she was there,
Yes,
or
absolutely.
Sehgal Saab to name when he had begun, he was one of his kind.
Hmm.
So these people, besides, they knew nothing else besides music. They knew nothing else besides music. आप उनको बोलो ना, my father, music was taken back from his life. He would be a pauper. He would not know how to do anything. He could not even, matlab, any basic thing आप बोलो तो he could not do. The
Hmm.
same was for Rafi Khan. The same was for
Hmm.
Kishore Dutt. They were born for this work, and they have sacrificed so much, so much. उनकी जो difficulties थी, उनकी जो journey रही ना,
Hmm.
एक एक की जो journey है has been like a, I would say, walking barefoot in a desert. ऐसी जर्नी रही इनकी। तो ये
Yeah.
बड़ी मुश्किलातों से इन्होंने देखा है। Now you
Hmm.
can imagine 1958, 59 when my father came on the line. There was Rafi Saab, his own ustad, who was ruling the industry. Talat Saab, incomparable, beautiful velvet voice. Mukesh ji, उनके जैसा soul किसी का है ही नहीं. Kishore Da came of course later. But these 4, 5 name, Manada, master of classical music. उनके, he used to do जुगलबंदी with मतलब big stalwarts in classical. जो कि एक फिल्म प्लेबैक सिंगर के लिए was a very very big thing. It was not easy. और
Hmm.
those classical singers were very well trained ना. तो
Very.
उनके लिए उनके साथ जुगलबंदी करना एक खान मतलब it was a very very difficult task. But I mean such humongous singers, such mountaineous singers were there.
Hmm.
उसके बीच में अपना आकर नाम कमाना ये करना बहुत बहुत अंदर, you need a lot of hardcore inside with you to do that. तो
Very.
उस जमाने में वो जो सिंगर्स थे, they have seen a very very difficult path. So has Rafi Saab seen in his earlier days, so has Manada seen, so has Tarat Saab seen, so has Kishore Da seen. तो
Hmm.
ऐसा नहीं, और आज के बच्चे भी करेंगे. Probably this is a transitional time. ऐसा है, एक दौर है जो आया है. मुझे कभी कभी हमको हमें भी ऐसा लगता है आजकल का जो संगीत है, if you're going for a party and you play today's music, you enjoy it because
Yeah.
it's a good thing to move on, है ना? It's a foot tapping music. But if you say you want to have a cup of coffee or you want to have a drink and you want to sit down and hear some beautiful music, so then it's a
Come.
misfit over there. Then you need the old meaningful songs. You need but आज भी ना नम्रता जी, इतने shows होते हैं यहाँ पर ओल्ड पुराने गानों के इंडिया में और
Correct.
इंडिया से बाहर भी इतने shows होते हैं. People still love it, and I think even the younger generation is now getting to understand and love this music more than
Very.
what is happening today.
या वेरी वेल पुट आई से। एंड हाँ, जैसे आपने बोला है कि पुराने ज़माने में तो लोग भक्ति की तरह अपना संगीत लेते थे।
जी, जी,
अब
बिल्कुल,
ये है,
बिल्कुल.
देयर इज़ अ ट्रैपिंग ऑफ फेम दैट कम्स वेरी क्विकली टू द यंग सिंगर्स,
Yeah,
लाइक
yeah, yeah.
रियलिटी टीवी और एनीथिंग और सोशल मीडिया। सो दे हैव टू आई गेस डील विद दैट, तो थोड़ा डिस्ट्रैक्शन ज़्यादा हो जाती है। प्लस दैट्स लाइफ दीज़ डेज़। एंड
On the humorous side, my father had sung ये मेरी देश की धरती सोना उगले उगले हीरे मोती. कहाँ सोना हीरे मोती की बात हो रही है और आज के ज़माने में दुनिया पित्तल दी, ये दुनिया पित्तल दी। तो सोना चांदी से सीधा पित्तल पे आ गए, रेट ही गिरा दिया आपने। दुनिया का रेट गिरा दिया आपने।
बिल्कुल, इससे आगे बोलने का कुछ और है ही नहीं। वेरी आई थिंक बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने। I am enjoying this conversation, Rohan. It's so lovely talking to you. And I know you're
Same
a
here.
parent now and a very proud parent because your son is also a music composer and doing very, very well in projects, abroad. And he's done some, given some amazing music and won some awards also, I think. So,
Yes.
lastly, like, what would you like to, advise him? Or any advice that your dad gave you, you'd like to pass on to your son, Siddharth, right?
Siddhant.
Yes,
Yeah.
Siddharth. Yeah.
Siddhant was actually, fortunately enough, he was there for a couple of years with my father,
Oh, nice.
and dad has given him a lot of training. He was so addicted. My father was so addicted to him. उसका कमरा और मेरे फादर का कमरा आमने सामने था.
Hmm.
तो ये छोटा सा था. He used to go and run and sit down with Dada. Dada was a little late sleeper. He used at times, and especially if Siddhant was there, then तो वो sleep भूल जाते थे कि नींद क्या चीज होती है.
Hmm.
तो उसके साथ दोनों बैठ के गप्पे लड़ाते थे. माय वाइफ यूज्ड टू कीप येलिंग, बेटा सुबह स्कूल है, सोना नहीं, उठ रहा है, उठ के कब. बट उनको दोनों को फर्क नहीं पड़ता था. एंड ही learned a lot from my father and from his dada. And my father had already seen the germs of a musician in him from a very, very young age. He was barely 4, 5. He never learned. Earlier, he used to, मतलब, like, I think ये माँ सरस्वती की, ये लोग कहते हैं, it's not a cliche thing कि भाई माँ सरस्वती की, it is माँ सरस्वती की देन, otherwise it just cannot come. You can neuter an art, you can develop an art,
Yeah.
but the seed of the art has to come from माँ सरस्वती. So it is her mercy that she has given Siddhant this art. And my father uh, told him, and then after that, when he finished his studies here, we told him he wanted to do further studies in music. So he
Hmm.
did his master's in Trinity College of Music in London.
Okay. Hmm.
And before that also, he had already started working. From a very young age, he had started working, and he started composing and singing. And बहुत छोटा सा था. वो अपनी माँ से वो कुछ सुन के टेप रिकॉर्डर पे गाना सीख के जाके वो क्या बना हुआ था, फार्मर बना हुआ था, हल वल पकड़ा हुआ आम में, एंड एक छोटा सा बोर्ड लेकर आके अपने दादा को दिया उसने. मैं
Oh.
पूछा ये क्या है, बोला मैं फर्स्ट प्राइज जीत के आया हूँ. बोले कहीं का, तो मैंने आपका गाना गाया मेरी देश की धरती स्टेज के
Oh.
ऊपर, और मैं जीत के आया हूँ. He became a farmer and sang मेरी देश की धरती there. He
Okay.
got the first prize. So he has been very little when he started this journey of music, and then he started doing a lot of composition. He had a keen this thing on composition. Recently, Pyare Uncle blessed him a lot. He came to his studio, heard his songs. He was very, very happy. Pyare Lal ji of Lakshmikant Pyare Lal Singh.
Anji, wow. Yeah.
And
So
he
lovely.
learned. He did his 2 years in Trinity College of Music in London,
Anji.
and then he made his relations there. So he has done a lot of work for UK. UK being the central place, it is for world over.
Yes.
But he has done a lot of work for companies in the UK, USA,
Yes, that's right.
Australia, Spain. Yeah, he's been doing a lot of
Well,
work.
best wishes to him and a lot of love and best wishes to your entire family from
Thank you.
all the people who love your dad's music here. Uh, I'll say 2024 is the 90th birth anniversary year of Mahendra Kapoor ji.
G.
And this was such a lovely way of remembering the legend, um, who now we know much more closely. I'll say thank you, Rohan, so much for giving us your time. I know आपको
Thank you
late
so
हो रहा है
much.
इंडिया में, and we hope to see you, flourish, thrive. Uh, in whatever you do, and hope to see you on OTT. I'd love to see you again on screen, as a fan. And all the best to you, Rohan. Uh,
Thank you so much, Namtaji. It was wonderful talking to you. Wonderful. And
I hope.
my love and regards to all the listeners who are listening to us today at the radio station, and the people who are watching this video, of course.
Thank
And
you.
look
Yeah,
forward to seeing you all soon.
absolutely. वैसे ये गाना नहीं आपने गाना गाया, मैं कह रही थी एक सुनना मांग रही हूँ मैं, कोई भी गाना आप अगर एंड करें मुझसे.
अब जाते जाते तो मैं यही कह सकता हूँ कि तुम अगर साथ देने का वादा करो, मैं यूं ही मस्त नगमे लुटाता रहूं। तुम मुझे देख कर मुस्कुराती रहो, मैं तुम्हें देख कर गीत गाता रहूं। तुम अगर साथ देने का वादा करो, मैं यूं ही मस्त नगमे लुटाता रहूं।
ओह! दिस वाज़ सो लवली। थैंक यू और बिल्कुल हमारा वादा पक्का है, आप जो भी करें हम आपके साथ हैं।
Thank you so
शुक्रिया।
much. Thank you so
एब्सोल्यूटली।
much, Namita ji. Thank you.
टेक
Bye-bye.
केयर।
Bye.
बाय-बाय।
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Shosha is a creative Indian restaurant located in the heart of Silicon Valley. Shosha is a woman-owned business that serves traditional Indian flavors assimilated with molecular gastronomy techniques. The best Indian bar with happy hours in the Bay Area serves handcrafted drinks inspired by flavors from India with modern craft cocktails that are presented in unique ways. Shosha is a modern take on traditional Indian cuisine. We specialize in corporate luncheon, anniversary celebrations, birthday parties, and catering. Do check us out for a memorable modern Indian dining experience. Shosha is located at 141 South Murphy Avenue in Sunnyvale, California.